Hello everyone, so welcome to another piece of video. You may wonder why it took me so long with another progress video. That's because I decided to actually turn the OpenGL render I was creating to a real library that can produce a cross-platform Android, Windows, Linux artifact, and is there. I called it Blue. There are some examples shipped, like the triangle or model loading using asimp, or the camera, or the texture rectangle, and so on. But I will show that later. What I want to show now is the terrain editor I was creating before, but recreated in Blue. Is there. I decided to change the style a bit, to ditch the voxels, and instead to go low poly. Um, Maybe not so close because it's ugly from this close, but from this perspective you see the map I created, because I'm planning to make a turn-based strategy game for mobile phone. This is splitted into a grid, and those tiles will be clickable. You probably could place some building or move a unit there. Those that have not that don't have the grid will be non-clickable. You may consider them only as a decorations. So as you see, there is elevation editor, vertex painting, adding models, and so on. Let's just ruin the map and add a width. Let's make a gigantic width. But I will show you the process of creating the map from the beginning. Let's just run it, as I don't even have the option to save those maps right now. I've only created this today. The first step is to select the tiles that are meant to be clickable and those who are not to be clickable. Like, I imagine I'll want to place a, a mountain there, so I'll just click those. Sorry for people having an epilepsy. Please buy an insurance before watching this video, because as you see, it's flickering very much. That's because I was too lazy to do one thing in the code. I'll fix it later, or not. And I imagine I'll want a big mountain in the middle of the map. I'll probably edit this part of video, just speed it up. And I imagine I want another mountain over there in the corner of the map. I imagine I could build a minimap easily with this approach. And I imagine I would want to make those places unclickable, though I will not place a mountain over there. I could place some grass or something, some boulders, some trees. And I could just randomly click over there. I could place a depression instead of an elevation, but whatever. Let's get to another step and actually make an elevation. So let's do some clicks over there. Let's fix this part of the map. Okay, fixed. And this one. Let's paint this place like dark gray. Let's have a white cone on top of the mountain. And I imagine I could place some models like the pine tree. For rendering the pine trees, I could make use of OpenGL's instance rendering. It would be nice. I will add this to the engine. And let's do something with this part. And also this part. Oops, doesn't look good. I just don't mind those places with no connection. We'll obscure them with pine tree models or something. Let's do the painting. And for the big mountain in the middle, and let's place some models. As I said, let's place some depression instead of an elevation, but let's change the color, like something like sand. And let's place some trees in the other places. You may wonder why the cone of the pine tree is so dark. That's because I need to recalculate the normals in Blender, because for some reason I forgot to do this. What I also need is a model importer. I mean, not the model, but the map itself, because I don't want to place the IMGUI in the game itself. Okay, let's just place some trees over there. And that's it, that's my map. Doesn't look that great, it lacks the shadow map. I need to add the shadow map, previous editor had it. I'm wondering what performance will be with this map when I import it and render it on Android. But I'll just do this next weekend probably. And that's it. As I said, for a turn-based Android or maybe iOS in the future game, I think it's enough for such kind of game. Yeah, and that's it. That's the map. Doesn't look spectacular, and as you see, the pine trees are just levitating over there. But I have big expectations over this thing, with some small polishing, like I mentioned, the shadows. It'll look good enough on mobile devices. So that's it. And for the examples, for the blue examples, you can find them there. For example, if we were to render triangle, this is a 100 line example. We initialize the context, we create a window, it uses SDL behind. We run the GPU thread because the blue has a separate dedicated GPU thread. You issue some commands like compile shader to this thread, and you synchronize using std_future and std_promise. So I need C++14 for this. And you declare shader attributes. As you see, vector of 3 components for the vertex position and vertex of 3 components for the color. Then you submit a request to upload the vertex array and create the environment, upload cameras matrices, and create a render entity. Then create a timestamp, but timestamp is only to limit the logic thread, which is here. And before you created a callback so you could stop the whole engine. So that would be it. Sorry for my voice, I think I'm getting ill. And yeah, thanks for watching, I guess.